What is up, my beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Tutu Unravels. It is episode 2, baby. We got this. I would like to say a big thank you to each and every one of you that has shared the video, subscribe, like, comment. You guys are the real MVP. Moving on, I have today one of my good sisters in the building. Her name is Opeyemi Fayemi aka Miss Dunkless. What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm good.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. You do too. And I think this is really a great platform. You know, we've been planning this a long time, and I'm so happy to be on the show today. So hey, hit me with all those questions. I'm ready.
That's how we do it. That's my girl for you guys.
Yeah.
So, my people want to know you on another level.
All right.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, I just want to hear about your background from Nigeria, kind of history, family life. Get it on.
Not typical last born, but I'm the last of 4 kids. My parents grew up in Nigeria, basically. Got my first degree in FUTA, Federal University of Technology, Akure. So shout out to every Futarian watching this.
What did you study at FUTA?
Real estate. You know the Nigerian story now. It wasn't really what I wanted to do.
First of all, before we go into what you really wanted to do, you went to FUTA. A lot of things that I hear about FUTA, like, you know, it's that university that is just like book. How did you cope? Because I know you're getting with like the social life and all that. How did you cope with that?
I know I was depressed for a couple of months.
No, you weren't. What happened?
It was just, you'd see the people in the school and it looked like this is just books. It was like glorified secondary school. I think it's even better now. Now, I'm not trying to talk down on that school. I thank God.
Don't let them come for you.
Looking back now, I'm happy I went there because it's challenging, and for you to beat that, graduate, and probably even graduate well, it trains you for the world that we're in right now. So it was pretty tough.
Decision. Did you work a little bit in Nigeria before you then? Because I know you studied outside the country. You went to UK for your master's degree.
Yes.
What was your major when you went from?
Petroleum and environmental technology.
Sis, what is the collaboration? You had done real estate for your. Yeah. So why did you go?
Okay, so I'm going to make this really short. Anyway, so after I graduated with estate management, my service year, I served at the real estate firm, and the office was in Ikeja. And the hustle was, for me, not a baby girl thing, you know. I'm a baby girl. I want to chill, you know.
We all want to chill.
And I was doing property management, real estate agency, and I had to, like, walk the streets of Ikeja, you know, find properties, show people properties and stuff like that.
In Nigeria?
Yeah. So I was just like, this is not. I want money. I want to chill, and so I started to think of what else I could do. And my dad wanted me to come to Abuja to work with him, but I wanted to stay in Lagos at the time. So I found a program in the UK, and a lot of the courses they had available to Nigerian students or international students from Nigeria, basically. The one I thought I could resonate with was petroleum and environmental technology, because my target was the oil and gas sector in Nigeria. I wanted to work in the oil and gas industry.
So money is the motivation.
Money is the motivation.
What was that thing that you always tell me? Like, as long as...
I said money is the motivation. As long as I'm being paid, I will do any certification.
That's right, girl. That's right, girl. I think I'm with you on that one.
Right. So yeah. I applied for that, and being that I came from a Department of Environmental Sciences, which real estate is actually environmental science. So I got approved and I went to the UK to do my master's.
Wow, how was life in the UK?
It was cool. The educational system is pretty different from Nigeria, of course, that's common knowledge. It opened my mind to a lot of opportunities, a lot of things, to self-studying. You know, there's so many things you're learning. There's a way they provide resources for you that you have to take advantage of. And also, you know, I met really, really great people that I studied with or that I learned from, and I totally think it was a good experience for me.
Well, would you do it again?
I would. I would. Okay.
Yeah. What I want to know is, so How long were you in the UK before you then came to the United States?
About 18 months. It was less than 2 years. The program was in itself for 18 months, and I remember I traveled right after graduation.
So what is the, I'm trying to understand why you left the United, because you did say you liked it and you would do it again.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the motive for you that you had left the United Kingdom to come to the United States?
All right, so the motivation was still money.
Girl.
Right, so the course I was studying at the time, there was a student membership for Society of Petroleum and Engineers, and they do host a conference every May in Texas. And being a part of that program, I saw an opportunity to come over to that conference. A lot of companies would be there. They do an exhibition, Schlumberger, Halliburton, you know, all those top companies, Mobile, they're there doing exhibitions, and they also...
Here in Texas?
In Texas, yeah.
Okay.
And they also recruit people there. So if there's anybody that's actually looking for oil and gas jobs, it's actually a very, very nice place to go. They usually have stands for you to bring your resume, and they can reach out to you after that, you can get a job.
Right.
So that was why I came to the US.
So did you go back to Nigeria? You just came all the way from UK to the United States?
I came here and then I went to Nigeria for a while because for me it was the goal when I went to do my master's was still to go back and work in the oil and gas industry in Nigeria.
So when you go back to Nigeria, what happened?
There was that crash at the time. It was quite unfortunate. The timing was really, really awful. So after you spend so much money to get master's degree in, you know, something that you can use to cash out, at the time we were going back home, I mean my set, they were laying off people. They did this massive layoff. I can't remember that company. And so when I got back, I had made some connects, called some people, like, okay, yeah, I'm about getting done. I need to get a job, you know, Nigeria now. Besides being brains, whatever you do, you still have to know people to, like, you know, get through the door. So they're like, oh, this timing is really, really crazy, but we'll see whatever we can do. And the entire time I was home, I was really, really trying to get something, going to offices, the people I knew, calling and stuff like that.
Was coming up.
And nothing was coming up. Eventually, I got a job, and it wasn't what I wanted to do. I felt like I wanted to be technical. I wanted to do oil and gas. I wanted a job doing what I studied, basically. But then the person just looked at me and offered me business development, like basically like a marketing job.
And that wasn't for you. So it was at that moment that you said, I need to jackpot.
I need to leave here.
But how did you get into the United States? What is it with immigration? Did you come in with a school visa, or did you, what was it?
Oh no, I came in with my existing visa from the UK.
So how long have you been in the United States?
7 years now? I think 7 or 8, yeah.
Wow, sis, it's been a long time coming.
It moves pretty quickly.
Well, a lot of people have seen me and Opey together, so Opey, I know what you do. But my viewers need to know what you do now that you've been in the United States. Where do you work? And
I work with KPMG.
What do you do for KPMG?
I am currently a senior associate in operations, financial operations actually. The thing is data analysis, but the job title is senior associate, deal advisory and strategy, financial operations. So it's pretty long. So I just shorten it.
I short it for my
I know.
What do you do, sis?
Okay, it's financial operations.
Thank you.
Simple.
Thank you. So tell me, why financial operation? Sis, you studied real estate. Sis, you went to United Kingdom. Sis, what is the whole jumping from one field to the other? I must say, it's a lot of jumping.
It wasn't like I moved into financial operations immediately. So I saw an opportunity at the time, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put my master's degree aside for now, And I picked up that job, and in the space of 6 years, I've been able to grow within the company.
My takeaway from that, when you get to another country and you find opportunity, you don't have to wait and be like, this is exactly what I want to do. I want to be a doctor and I have to be a doctor. Like whatever opportunity that you find, and start from there and let it just grow.
Yeah, you can have a target industry that you want to
Fact.
go into, but we all know that survival is essential here. My parents are not here, so coming here, it was basically I need to survive.
Right.
So when I got the opportunity to work, I just figured, okay, this isn't what I really want to do, but I need to pay bills. I need to stand on my 2 feet. So I picked up the job, and I was lucky that it was a reputable company.
Right.
The funny thing is I remember I had applied in Nigeria to KPMG Nigeria. I went for the interview or whatever. I didn't get the job. And then I'm here in the United States, and I have an offer letter to come and do something else. And I remember telling myself then, like, I just need to get my feet through that door. I know I'm going to take it to another level.
And here we are now. You're still going to talk about your career. We want to go in depth into that. What would you say about America being a land of opportunity?
If I compare it to the few other countries I've lived in, Nigeria, the UK, I would take here over and over again, because there are diverse cultures. There are people that have walked the path that you're on, and they're willing to give you a chance, basically. So people say, and I agree, that you can be whatever you want here. If you're consistent, basically, and you're like, okay, this is what I want to do, even if you're like, I want to be a doctor, but you don't have to starve before you get to that point of being a doctor. Whatever you need to do right now to feel your passion, to then maybe go back to medical school or whatever, do it. Take that opportunity. Do it so that you survive.
So not to make it so sweet and be a motivational speaker, we're not saying that even though America is considered to be a land of opportunity, we're not saying that the opportunity is right there on the floor. You just come and pick it up. You actually got to walk your way to that point. And when you find that, you will know that this is an opportunity. You grab it and move to the next stage. And now that you're in the United States, everything is working out fine. How was the transition for you? Because you were in Nigeria, you went to United Kingdom, and then you came here to the United States. You must have seen some challenges along the way that made you think that, oh my God, what have I done?
Oh, there were days I cried, and I was like, they didn't chase me away from home. Or maybe I should just go back.
Why? What were the things that made you feel that way?
I think it was when I was running out of funds. Let me just put it that way. So when I came in, I had worked a little while I was in the UK as well. So I had a stash and stuff like that. And after a while, you've been here, you're spending money. And then one of the things I knew how to do naturally was making hair. I used to make hair for myself.
You've been making hair for me?
Yeah.
You didn't make this one.
I didn't make this one, but you've also benefited from that time.
A lot of times, and I'm grateful for those times. So that brings me to the part whereby when you have a skill or a talent, something that you know that you can do, like you don't have to wait to that point where you want to, I have to get this job and this is what I want to do. Like when you got here, you knew you could braid hair, and then you started doing that so you can get some money with you. Even now, like, no matter what you do, there's pride in what you do. You can come to the United States, you know that a mechanic
Yes, there's dignity in labor.
That's a fact.
And I made this hair myself.
Tell them, sis.
I would have paid maybe like $100 to get this done.
Tell them, sis. What are the things that you had to do to get you to that point?
I mean, that was basically it.
Well, how did you get into that place where now you got a job at KPMG?
Oh, luckily enough, one thing I'll never take out of my story is the importance of having the right people around you. I stayed with the best family ever. Shout out to the Adefisoyes and the Ayodejis. They provided me with the information I needed.
Right.
Supported me whichever way they could. And the funny thing is, the way I got my job was through my family friend's friend at the time.
So basically, was just networking and knowing the right people
exactly.
Too.
So he had just told the lady, "Oh, I have this really smart sister, whatever. She's trying to get something," and she was like, "Oh, there's an opening at my job right now
at KPMG."
At KPMG, and she's like, "Oh, she came over. We had a talk. She was like, "Oh, you sound really smart and everything. I think you'll totally get it." And I put together my resume. She referred me, and I got the job.
Good job. So how are you coping at KPMG, working in the financial industry? How do you cope with that?
Well, I have had to learn the past couple of years. My role at the time was, they call us business process group, so it's basically process management. And so we're managing an engagement from start to finish for the partners that you support. And over the years, I got promoted to, they changed the role into executive assistant.
Right.
And then from there, I was taking on more than what I was doing at the time, basically, because I get tired of doing the same thing over and over again. So after a while in the role, I got really tired, and I'm like, I want to do something else.
Right.
So I would talk to my boss at the time, like, can I take this on? Can I take that on? Can I take this on?
So you were probably taking in more responsibility, and so they found you.
So they were calling it, going above and beyond, basically.
Right.
There was something I knew how to do from learning it in the system, that they actually needed to go get permission from a top executive to be like, can she take this on since she knows how to do it?
Oh.
Because typically they don't let people in my role do that. And word got around, and there was an opening for an associate role. And there was this really, really wonderful partner that was giving opportunity to people that want to transition from one role to the other within the firm. And a couple of people had recommended me to that group, and I put in for the role, and I got the job. And after that, I was.
So at that point, it's more like, even when you get a job in one of these places, even though it's not your duty, sometimes taking more responsibility to find you deemable and more responsible. So in case there is, open position, they would actually recommend you for that. So that was what you benefited from.
Exactly.
Having to do going above and beyond, and then you got picked up. So
yeah,
it's not my job. Oh, I won't do it. I mean, not overdoing it, because we have some, not asheju type of. Oh, I too know. It's more like, I can do this. I'm willing to learn. I think they like to in corporate America, if they feel like you're willing to learn, they would then put you in that part. Yeah. So did you have to do any, take any certification before that recommendation?
For myself, I did certifications that when my resume was being reviewed, it was identified.
Oh, and so that was what helped you.
Yeah, I did Lean Six Sigma, even though I was an executive assistant, but I knew that's the job title. But my job description itself was process management.
Right.
So I did Lean and took some project management courses, some certifications, but it wasn't the PMP. I've always been like, I want to do that.
I was gonna ask you, when are you gonna do that? I think we've been on this for like a couple of years, 3 years. Okay, do this PMP.
I applied and I got approved actually.
Oh,
so
good job.
I just need to schedule a date to do the exam.
See, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Get your friends. What do I get from that when you get that PMP job? I'm gonna take 10%.
Why now? We'll just go out and get lit. We'll go out and get lit, and that's it.
That's what we do. So going back to the job and the certification, so that kind of helped you to get to that position.
Yeah, it just makes them know that, okay, this person is not lackadaisical. This person is ambitious. This person wants to do more, basically. So, but part of my goal every year has always been, make sure you do one or two certifications, add to your resume, I'm not really planning to do another master's degree. So, and to be honest, the world we're in now, they even you don't need to have a degree to get a good job.
Got you. Makes sense.
So it's all about certifications, and I really try. It's not every time that we keep to those goals, but hey, I try to at least knock one thing off, and luckily enough, that worked for me. And then again, after a year in that role, that was basically processing taxes, and I just felt like, man, this is pretty tedious. And not just tedious, I was thinking way ahead, years ahead, what do I want to do? For me to continue and grow in that role, I either had to get like a CPA license or an enrolled agent license. I'm like, that's not what I really want to do. So, but in that role, I was doing a lot of data analysis. I was doing reporting and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I find this pretty interesting. And there's big data everywhere now. There's data. So there's an opportunity out there if you're a data analyst. So I started to do a lot of Excel trainings, more.
Oh, by
you think
yourself,
you know
or did you
Excel.
register in any class or whatever, or just
There's
YouTube learning?
Coursera, Udemy, YouTube. Naturally, I just type. I might be working on a spreadsheet, and there's something I'm trying to do. Maybe it's a long process, and I'm like, there has to be a quicker way to do this. So you go on YouTube, University of YouTube now, you know. You go on YouTube and you're like, okay, how do I do this? And there's always
something
an
there
answer.
for you. So that helped you.
Beef up my technical skills. I'm still growing, I'm still learning, I'm still doing courses. Trust me, as at last night, 2 nights ago, I was still trying to like do more learning to advanced. There are like new things all the time.
So I think it's just more about whatever you do, put your best in it, and not just stay put. Make sure you take more certifications.
I mean, accept your content where you are.
But for us, money is the what?
Motivation.
So we just gotta do whatever it is to get you to that point. What is it like being an African immigrant in the corporate America?
Good question. There was something I saw on Instagram recently about that you feel like you're in the wrong place sometimes. So it was pretty interesting, challenging. Though I had lived in the UK almost 2 years before I moved here, so there was a little bit of I don't want to say accent that I picked up over there. So I was talking in a particular way that, I'm speaking Queen's English, considering the fact that we speak Queen's English in Nigeria. At least we were colonized by the British. But I still got there and people would still be like, could you say that again?
And that really pisses me off. It's like,
frustrating.
You know you can hear me. I don't have to speak the same way that you speak.
It was frustrating. And then...
How did you cope with that?
What I did was I found out there was a club called Toastmasters Club. And I signed up. I used to go for meetings every Wednesday and Friday after work. It was in the building. Now, if you have some companies provide that.
What is Toastmaster and what do they do?
Toastmasters is a club that helps you with to build your communication skills, presentation skills, your relationship skills, if you want to put it that way. But for me, it was mostly for communication and presentation.
Because I've seen a lot of people actually get fired because if they feel like you can't communicate in the way that they want you to communicate, it doesn't matter if you speak good English, that's not what they want. They want you to be able to communicate with, higher executives and all that. Speak in their own terms, not their own accent, in their own terms, in a particular way. So Toastmaster is actually a good one that can help you with public speaking. Right. Some people, just to get access to Toastmaster, you could Google it. There's so many organizations that help with Toastmaster. There are courses online. They will have some organization in your area where you can sign up. You can do online courses. You can go to a particular location as well. So that will help you to build up your communication skill as well.
Yeah, and when I saw people that were worse than me, like people from other countries that could not even speak as good, it boosted my confidence to the point that, what are you people talking about? I got this. But then there are things they taught me, like taking away feelers from your word. And right now I can't really stand people when they do all the time. And I'm like, you can learn how to take this out of your words, out of your sentences, and speak better. How
exactly did they teach you? Did you have to do some presentation? They give you topics to learn about?
It's very practical. Very practical. You would come out and talk to a small group of people.
Oh, makes sense.
You pick a topic you want to talk about. They'll ask you questions. It could be like 5-10 minutes. And they'll count the number of fillers you use. They'll count your errors. They'll score you, stuff like that. And it really helps me. I think I did it for about 2 or 3 months. And I saw a huge difference.
That makes sense. But then it was KPMG, it was the organization that you were working with that helped you with that.
They had.
Did you have to pay for that?
No, it was free for me.
Oh, so that's good. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you learned that, it improved your communication.
My communication with people, because somehow psychologically it affects you if you talk to someone all the time and they're always asking you to repeat that. You find that you avoid talking to them. And in corporate America, that's what you need to actually move up the ladder, to talk to people, to relate with people. It's personal.
Right.
If you want to, because we have after office events where you actually find yourself in an informal environment with people, top executives, and you can leverage that opportunity and have a relationship with them. But if you're feeling like, if I say something now, this one will ask me to come again, then it would kind of restrain you from approaching that person and having a casual conversation. But when you've trained and you've learned, they say when you're in Rome, behave like the Romans, right? So if you've learned to actually talk in a way that they can understand you easily, then that helps you. You can pretty much walk up to anybody.
So that's you building yourself to help you communicate. My question is, what about you? Was it difficult for you to understand what they were saying to you?
No.
Why is that so?
If we think about the fact that we've been watching Western movies for the longest in Nigeria, we've watched all the international movies, and if you can hear what they're saying there, why would it be difficult for you to hear them here? But I guess they don't watch African movies, so your accent is pretty foreign to a lot of these people. So well, you would say that it was much easier for you to understand what they were saying because you know you've watched movies. What other way you've been exposed to the Western world? I mean, for other people, how would you advise them if they feel like, oh, I don't understand what this person is saying, I'm trying to really understand the accent? How would you advise people like that? Watch Western movies.
That's
what works for me. Or listen to podcasts.
Makes sense.
Because it's training. You're training your ears. You're training your ears to listen to how people talk.
So after apart from Toastmasters, what other skill did you learn?
Relationship skills. I'm naturally what do I call it? Reserved person.
Right.
So if I don't have to go out, I'm not going to go out. But because of what I want, I know I want to grow here. And it's not really, I feel like we've been trained to keep your head down, do your job. When you're eligible for promotion, they'll give you promotion. That's an African thing. Cut that out. Here,
you gotta speak for yourself.
Yeah, you have to speak for yourself. Do your work, 70% maybe. Then maybe even 60%. The rest is networking. Trust me. The rest is, and networking does not mean you have to go to all the events of the firm. It's basically, it's your lunch hour. Instead of just sitting at your desk or going out to eat by yourself, walk up to your coworker, walk up to them and ask them, oh, I'm stepping out for lunch. Did you get lunch here? A lot of people did it to me and I learned from that. They'll be like, well, let's go get something. What do you naturally eat? And that way you break a lot of barriers and you break a lot of ice. And people learn stuff about you. It's not just seeing, oh, that pretty girl in the corner. They learn stuff about you. They talk to you and they're like, oh, you're actually very smart. You did this, you did that, you did that. And it helps you because you never know when somebody can recommend you for something that you've actually been looking for. So for people that you think that you say I'm shy, you would advise them to, If you're shy, you have to have two personalities.
You got your job, you love your job, you've been able to communicate with them at your job, so that's good for you. So would you say that you live in the American dream?
Not yet. I'm on my way there. But I believe strongly that I will. I am thankful for where I am now, thankful for where I'm going, but you find that the dream you had 5 years ago, once you get to that level, that dream has gone up. It's like you keep raising up the bar. So now I'm living a dream that I used to have, but now I have bigger dreams. So we're gonna get there.
So what are your plans? Like what's your plan in the next 5 years? What are you thinking of doing?
I started the real estate business.
Yes, I forgot to tell you guys. My girl right here, she's
I'm also a realtor. I do that after work hours and on my weekends. So if you're looking to buy a property or sell a property, I'm your girl.
That's your plug right there. She got it. You're into well now.
I'm licensed in New Jersey, so
you finally using your degree then. So it wasn't more about jumping around because then you paid it off. So it's more about whatever degree that you do is never a waste. There's always
is a waste, man.
Something to do with it at some point in time. So you're lucky that you actually got that along the line.
Yeah,
did that help you? Did you think that helped you to get this real estate?
Yeah, because I've always been interested in real estate, basically because I studied that, so I saw the potential in there. I know real estate. I spent 5 years of my life studying that.
Right.
So the next 5 years is just to establish something really solid for myself, and then also grow in the data analytics industry because my role right now is heavy on data analysis. So I want to keep studying, keep making that money, and also have a business that
So how do you do everything all together? You're a wife, you're into real estate, you work with a financial institution, because, you have to get lit, like, all work and no play. What is that? So how do you get with your social life involved in all that?
Balance is really essential.
Work-life balance,
and I'm
girl.
gonna be like, it's not easy. I always say that adulting is a scam. It's adulting is a scam. There's some days you don't want to get out of bed, but one way we do it, you know how we do now.
You know how we do now. We be getting lit though.
We find time.
We be getting lit. We be putting out the time and the work. We was just in. We've done a lot of travels together.
Yeah, we travel. So we make our time to travel.
You walk, you make the money, and you spend the money. I mean, save
and then shop.
We be
too.
saving and shop because
so you have to find a way to
decompress everything all together. So putting your social life into all this gives you it's a therapy on its own. Yeah. So it's not like you're just walking and just doing that.
You just
gives you time to kind of
from work and get lit. And if you have a friend like Tutu, trust me, you know how to bring the party on, and you bring the life of the party. So, so it's always good to have people around you that.
We were just in Mexico, and we had the deal like next year we're about to travel the world.
Yeah.
If you need a travel buddy,
I don't know, contact her.
We got this. So what would you tell your younger self, that just came into the United States?
Okay, a part of me feels like I lowballed myself because I was desperate for an opportunity. I don't regret taking that opportunity. I would always be like, if you have an opportunity, take it. You can always start from the bottom up, which is what I did. But my eagerness and desperation at the time to just have a job and be able to pay bills and whatnot. Sometimes I think back and I'm like, what if I had told the person that referred me at the time that, hey, even though this is an opening, I feel like I'm much more qualified for this role, for a different role, and applied for something that was related to what I studied, because there's even a group with the firm that is into environmental sustainability. If I had gone that route, would there have been a quicker growth for me? Because I would have probably gone in as a senior associate with my master's degree or an associate, and maybe I'm just saying
time would have been shorter in reaching your goal.
Reaching my goal, as opposed to spending about 5-6 years now. I don't regret it. Take the opportunity if you can, but if there's a chance to not lowball yourself, don't just take whatever is there because I'm desperate. Do that. Go for a bigger stuff if you can. Now, if I had tried and it didn't work out, then I would have been like, I tried to do that, but it didn't work out. So that's the only thing when I think back, I'm like, if I had done this differently, would there have been a better opportunity for me? So that's the only thing.
So in summary, my takeaway from this interview with Opeyemi is more like, speaking up for yourself.
Yeah.
Talk. Even though you feel like they've given me that opportunity, like we say, America is a land of opportunity, do not just accept it. See how you can actually, use your potential, sell yourself out, matter what. And see, worst case scenario, it's a no, and you try again.
Exactly.
But do not feel to speak up.
Exactly, because that was what I now eventually did later.
And
after starting from the bottom up, now I started to look for better roles that I'm like, and then when they look at your resume, they're like, oh, you do have a master's degree, you've done this, you've done that. So maybe I could have done that from the start, but now I'm doing that at level in the middle of all of that. But I'm still glad that.
So that what makes it better is that you realize at that point in time, oh, maybe I should have done this and that, and then you went back to it and you did it, and now everything is fine. So congratulations.
And now moving on, I'm going to continue to do that. There's no lowballing. Some recruiters be reaching out to you, offering you stupid stuff. You'll be like, that's not for me.
Right.
Exactly. So that's
and so go for what you really think. This is what I want. This is what I deserve, and this is what I'm going for.
Exactly.
So that was a beautiful conversation with Opeyemi, aka Miss Dauntless. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. So Opeyemi, if people want to hear from you and see how you can help them, maybe just simple advice on if people just want to connect to you based on helping them with the certification that you've done, or even with Toastmasters, because you probably have some connect with that, or even getting a house, because my girl is good on that. So Opey, hit them with them socials. Where can they find you?
It's simple. Opeyemi Fayemi Realtor for my Realtor page on Instagram. You'd find my barcode. My card is there, so you can just scan the barcode and get my number. My personal page is Opey_Faye. If you want to follow, that's fine. And I'm open to answering any questions. I've been helpful to a couple of friends in the past, and I'm always willing to help. So if you have any questions, I'm there.
Well, thank you so much. And guys, that is the end of the interview today. Make sure you stay tuned. There's so many guests. If you feel like you want to participate or you want me to interview you, you can get across to me. I'll have the contact details in the description box. Guys, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you comment and tell me what you feel about this episode. If you have anything that you want to say, be in the comment section. I'll be there. We're going to go back and forth and we see what we can do to help make the program a good one. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. Tell a friend that knows a friend that knows another friend. Wow, it's bye for now. Tutu Unravellz. We out. Thank you. Bye.